The lines are long in that direction. So we begin to tell ourselves that it must mean something. There must be something in there that is desirable, something that is of usefulness, something of value. What's going on, gentlemen? This is the Better Man channel, where we choose to shake it twice when we piss. We live in a world today where many men, many individuals are pissing into the wind and wondering why they are wet, why they smell like urine, while it smells like an old lady's house full of cat piss. When I was a kid, about 6, 7 years old, my school had a fall carnival, a fall festival, and I begged my parents, you gotta take me, you gotta take me. And so we show up, and there's this huge line going into one of their buildings, one of these homes that they had for the smaller children, like a preschool. There's this big line, long line. And of course, that piques my interest. Oh, we've got to go in there. We've got to go in there. And you hear these screams and these chainsaws and just this horrific noise, which enthralls me even more. And I want to go in. I'm interested. And my parents are telling me it's a haunted house. It's going to be scary. You'll probably be scared. Are you sure you want to go? And again, I'm looking at all the faces of the kids in this long line, and I'm thinking, of course, yeah, I want to go in there. Everybody else is going in the haunted house. I want to go. So I walk in, and when you first enter, there's a casket with a woman in there with like spaghetti or pasta as her guts were coming out. Then you move along to another room where this old woman with the gray hair was just rocking in a rocking chair with a TV on in front of her, just full of static and lights off, just static. And you walk up to her and she jumps out and grabs you. And so, man, I'm horrified. I'm getting scared and more scared. And you keep going on. And at the end of the haunted house, there was this, like those packaging little balls that come in package, the styrofoam. There was a pit of those. And around that, standing around that, was 4 to 5 people in robes kind of chanting this demonic chant. And you're watching them, and then all of a sudden this man jumped out of the styrofoam balls with a pumpkin on his head, and chainsaws roar up. The noise began to confine you, and it's at that moment that the man jumped out with the pumpkin on his head that I literally pissed myself. Piss running down my legs. So we run out, and my parents are trying to console me. My dad takes off his jacket and wraps it around my waist so nobody can realize or recognize that I've pissed myself. And they ask me if I want to continue, and we go on a little bit, and we start enjoying the little festivities of the festival, but I'm not really into it because I'm wet. I have piss running down my leg, and so we leave early. And you say, what the hell does that have to do with becoming a better man? My point is that in life, we get caught up in that pleasure-seeking thrill. The lines are long in that direction. So we begin to tell ourselves that it must mean something. There must be something in there that is desirable, something that is of usefulness, something of value. While the line to the library, to the line of true wisdom, to the line of knowledge, the line to true freedom, true sovereignty is very short. We're all aware of that. We've all experienced it, where something becomes fashionable, something becomes trendy, and every run runs in its direction. It's the new best thing. It's quick, it's easy, it's pleasure-seeking. Yet they come out on the other side of that with piss running down their leg, and they wonder why. What the hell? And they continue to line up to these pleasure-seeking devices while piss continues to run down their leg, and before long, they're not getting any value of it. They're not gaining any knowledge. And they've gained accustomed and used to that smell. They've become used to being wet. They've become used to being inundated with unuseful knowledge. The lines to success, the lines to lasting success, the lines to wisdom, the lines to freedom, the lines to self-improvement, they're always going to be short. No one's in that line shouting, yay, I have to sacrifice some of my time and effort in order to become better. There's no one in that line. There's no one shouting, yes, They all want that pleasure-seeking instant gratification of now, yet it always leaves you wanting more. It leaves you useless with piss running down your leg, so that when you truly want to enjoy life, you have to leave early because you feel embarrassed. You feel out of place. You do not feel comfortable. It's that uncomfort, sacrificing the comfort of now so that you can be comfortable later. Those are the short lines. Those are the lines that nobody wants to go into. Right? The line to the haunted house, the line to the movies, the line to pleasure, the line to stupidity are always going to be long. It's those short lines that we have to begin to position ourselves in and force ourselves in that direction. It's tough. There's some sacrifices that are going to be made. But when I come on the outs or the other side of that, there's not going to be any piss running down my leg. There's not going to be any fear. That sacrifice is going to lead to me having courage. That sacrifice of now is going to lead me to being better later. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that it took me a few years to ever go back to that festival, to actually enjoy what it was meant for. Not to scare the piss out of me, but to go have fun with friends and partake in the games and fun. Life is meant to be enjoyable. But if we continue to piss ourselves, continue to run towards ignorance, we're always going to be left wanting more. We're always going to be left lacking. Sacrifice that temporary pleasure for lasting rewards of wisdom, success, sovereignty, power, success. Never leave yourself with piss running down your leg. Never become the old lady that has grown used to the smell of cat urine. We're better than that. You guys will hear from me next episode.